Yo, let's go and welcome to the video. This one's going to cover all of the AoE grinding spots that I've used to level from level 70 to 80 in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Here is a recommended talent build for level 70 that is strictly for AoE. It skips out on some single target talents to improve your Wrath damage, your Starfire damage. So this won't be the best for dungeons or questing, but it should really help you out for just strictly AoEing. A couple extra points that I would spend is once you hit level 71, you can get Omen of Clarity. 72, 73, you can get Master Shapeshifter. And then after that, you can start putting points into Intensity to help with your mana. The major glyphs I would recommend is at least Starfall to reduce the cooldown by 30 seconds. And then the second one is pretty much up to you. You can have Innervate to get a little extra mana back from Innervate. You can get Insect Swarm to increase your dot damage a little bit on the mobs that you're using Insect Swarm to pull with, or you can get Focus and increase the DPS of your Starfall. As for minor glyphs, they don't matter that much, but you could get like Dash, Thorns, and reduce the mana cost of your Mark of the Wild. The first place I recommend is going to Borian Tundra. There's woolly mammoths up at the very top of the zone, and there's 5 packs of 5 mobs. Once you've killed the 5th pack, it will force another pack of 5 mammoths to respawn. These mobs drop chilled meat, which you can use for your cooking dailies, and a lot of gray items that you can vendor and BOE greens. The second spot in Borian Tundra is a field of woolly rhinos just above Warsong Hold. There's plenty of mobs here, just AoE grind as much as you can while you're running around from pack to pack. It's hard to gather too many since they're neutral, but using a Typhoon can usually pick up a pack or 2. And same thing with the mammoths. These drop rhino meat, which can be used for cooking. Once you've gotten a couple levels in Borian Tundra, you can move your way on to Dragonblight. Just above Naxxramas, there's a bunch of camps with Onslaught infantry, and I was able to pull 12 to 15 mobs at a time, and I could clear the entire zone in about 5 pulls, and by the time I've killed the last pack, the first one had respawned. The great thing about these packs is they're humanoid, so they drop raw gold, and they drop Frostweave Cloth, along with all the BOEs that every mob in Northrend can drop. The second spot in Dragonblight is kind of right in the middle of the map. There's 10 waste diggers and a humanoid that patrols, so 11 mobs in total. And they have a really quick respawn rate of just over a minute. So this spot, you really just stand in this one little area and kill the same 11 mobs over and over again. And since they are humanoids, they drop the cloth and raw gold. Once you've gotten a couple levels in Dragonblight, it's time to head over to Grizzly Hills. There's 5 packs of Mustangs that patrol around, and they're all neutral, so I pull these mobs by using Typhoon. You can also pull a couple extra Mustangs that are just standing around using Insect Swarm and try to get a pack of 12 to 15 Mustangs at a time. Kind of like the Onslaught packs in Dragonblight. Once you've killed all 5 of these packs and get back to the first area of Mustangs, they will have respawned and you can just continue in your route. These mobs don't drop anything too great, but there are a couple of hooves that are gray that stack in 20 and can sell for a couple gold a stack. And you'll be staying here until level 77, and then we'll be moving on to Icecrown. Once you've learned your flight form, head on over to Onslaught Harbor. Yet again, there are 5 pools here at this zone, but there's an option for a 6th. I just haven't found a 6th spot, so I have to wait like a minute for the mobs to respawn in the first spot that I go to. So there's one pool on each side of the cathedral, and I split the front steps into 2 packs, and then there's 1 pack inside of the cathedral. These mobs do hit hard. They are pretty big pools, except for the 2 on the sides, so have health pots available just in case. But this was one of my favorite spots to level while getting to 80. The next place in Icecrown is up near the Shadow Vault. You may have seen this place before. You can clear it out in like 2 or 3 pools, depending on what level you are when you go there. And there has to be at least 3 mobs spawned at a time, but 3 isn't enough for me to like to stay there. But if I'm grinding at the harbor and the harbor's kind of contested, I'll fly up here and try this place out and then keep going back and forth. There's a bit of flight time, so hopefully you have epic flying, but it kind of breaks up just having one spot. If you clear maybe 3 pools, just the cathedral part and not the 2 sides of the cathedral, just the steps and inside, and then fly up to here, clear this place out, and keep going back and forth. These mobs do knock you up in the air, so I save Typhoon for that. When I get knocked up, I'll Typhoon all the mobs away from me. I'll throw some hots on myself real quick while I'm in the air and landing and all the mobs are away from me, and then go back to casting Hurricane. The next spot is my favorite. I would recommend at least being 78 before you get here, since the mobs are level 80. Being able to Typhoon and know that it's going to hit all the mobs and not have any of them resist really helps. You can come here at 77, it's just a little bit more risky. So outside here on this platform, there's 3 packs of 5 skeletons. There's a humanoid caster that's right next to those 3 packs. There's an additional mob near a pile of dead bodies that a dragon comes and adds another dead mob to the stack. And then there's 2 guards guarding the entrance to this little room that is tied to a quest. So with the 2 guards, the 2 casters, and then the skeletons, once all 5 of those things are dead, one of those 5 will respawn. So it could be one of the 2 guards, could be the humanoid caster, or it could be a 5-pack of skeletons. So I like to use this farm to get cloth, raw gold. There's some gray cloth that's just a vendor item. It sells for a pretty good amount of gold, and tons of BOEs drop here. So you can infinitely spawn mobs here. I get told all the time that it doesn't work anymore, that it's fixed, but every time I go back, it still works for me. And the main goal here is to get the 5-pack of skeletons to spawn. They do put a debuff on you that increases your melee damage taken by a lot, so keep an eye out for that. And there's another pack here that I like to do to keep it on respawn, and then I'll keep coming back out and try to get the 5-pack of skeletons to keep spawning. So there's a bunch of skeletons inside on the right. You can get yourself some hots rolling, get into cat form and dash, Typhoon, gather all these skeletons and AoE them all down. Once they're all down, start a stopwatch for 7 minutes. Once you see the 7 minutes is gone, you can come back in here after you've gone outside, tried to force spawn those 5 packs of skeletons, come back in, all of these skeletons will have respawned, and you can do another big 1 pull. And the last spot to mention in Icecrown is right in the middle. There's dozens of packs of converted heroes that are in packs of 7, and each pack of 7 has a banner bearer that's a caster. So I like to get rid of the caster first, and then AoE the 7-pack down. It's a bit difficult to get more than one of these packs of 7 together to try to AoE down 14 mobs, because aggroing one of the pack doesn't pull all the other 6 mobs. What you could do is cast a Hurricane on 1 pack, let it tick for 1 or 2 ticks, and then Typhoon the 2nd pack, and then Starfall and AoE both packs down. But that's it for Icecrown and the video.